Hello again, and glad to have you join us. I'm Michael Nath. We'll begin business now from Russia, looking at the impact of the ongoing crisis on the state of the economy and business activities across the globe. The invasion of Ukraine has led many Western brands to shun Russia, but some still have outlets open in the country and say they are not able to shut them. Marks and Spencer, Berger, King, and hotel groups Marriott and Accor are restricted by complex franchise deals, preventing them from withdrawing. The firms have outsourced their Russian businesses to third parties and do not own the operations bearing their name. Together, the firms have almost 1,000 outlets still open in Russia. M&S has 48 shops and Berger King has 800 restaurants still open, whilst Marriott and Accor have 28 and 57 hotels open respectively. According to reports, brands are locked into legal franchise agreements, making it difficult for them to remove their name from Russia's high streets and shopping malls. Lithuania's president said the country was willing to stop Russian oil and gas imports in the latest sign of how some EU nations plan to step up penalties on Moscow for invading Ukraine. President Gitanas Nausėda said it would create some problems, but those problems would not be critical. Lithuania got about 63% of its oil imports from Russia in 2019. President Nausėda said that figure had now shrunk after its oil refineries stopped buying Russian crude oil. Western countries hit Moscow with sanctions late last month over Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and the US has banned imports of Russian energy, while the UK is phasing out Russian oil imports. Oil prices rose as much as $3 on Wednesday, bouncing back after earlier declines as Russia's invasion of Ukraine continues to stoke volatile trading, with ceasefire talks the latest market trigger. Now, Brent futures were last up $2.64 or 2.6% at $102.55 a barrel by 07:30 Greenwich Mean Time. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose $1.91 or 2% to stand at $98.35 a barrel. Both contracts earlier declined more than $1 a barrel, with Brent falling to $98.86 a barrel and WTI easing to $94.90 a barrel earlier in the session. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a video address released early on Wednesday that the positions of Ukraine and Russia at peace talks were sounding more realistic, but more time was needed. An expert has shed light on the cause of the current hike in aviation fuel being experienced in Nigeria. While reacting to this development in the sector on iBrandTV's Business Breakfast, aviation expert and retired airline captain Samuel Akinyele Kolrick provides insight into what he describes as forex policy issues.
We have an economic policy in this country which is based on the foreign exchange of the naira with other currencies. So in anticipation to the moment that if I am an importer, I've imported about 1 billion liters of aviation fuel. Let's say I imported it at 320, at 350 naira to the dollar. The moment it changes in the markets, even though I still have my $1 billion in the bid, the moment it changes to 400 and something, I'm talking about the official rate now, I will adjust my pricing of my aviation fuel so that I don't have to go to the market, to the money market to borrow money, to be able to restock and buy 1 billion liters of fuel next time. So I have introduced price inflation immediately, even though I bought at the old rate. That's our philosophy. I have nothing against that. The government, the CBN has to do something about it. Because of the uncertainty, I don't know when how I'm going to source, how much I'm going to buy the dollar or the forex next time. one's innovation cannot be played with. So the only thing left for the airlines is to increase the price of tickets, because otherwise it's going to squeeze down every other thing, and like they may have to be forced to take corners, and they don't want to take corners because of safety. So the only thing left for them is the ticketing. So that component, because the price of aviation fuel, which normally is about 60% of the operating cost, has gone up. It's squeezing other components, and other components cannot be played with. So it is left to the CBN and the federal government. They have, for as long as there is uncertainty in how much I'm going to buy dollar tomorrow, the Nigerians, the merchants will adjust price according to the FX.
Nigeria's electricity grid collapsed around 5 p.m. on Tuesday, which was less than 48 hours after it collapsed on Monday, a development that caused widespread darkness across the country. Power distribution companies again alerted their customers about the collapse, as it was gathered the meeting summoned by the federal government on Monday over issues in the sector had to drag on till late night on Tuesday. The grid collapse further prolonged the blackouts witnessed across the country amidst the current energy crisis in the petroleum sector in Nigeria. In a public announcement to its customers on Tuesday, the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company described the collapse of the grid as total. The head corporate communications, Ikeja Electric PLC, Felix Ofulue, confirmed the development to the newsmen in Lagos. Eco Electricity Distribution Company also confirmed the partial collapse of the grid in a public notice. Also, sources at the ministry blamed the activities of vandals for the loss in power generation, stressing that some gas pipelines had been ruptured and that this had also prevented the flow of gas to thermal power plants. Now, the consumer price index rose to 15.7% in February from 15.6% in January. Latest figures from the National Bureau of Statistics have revealed. The NBS disclosed this in its Consumer Price Index February 2022 report on Tuesday. According to the NBS, the highest increases were recorded in prices of gas, liquid fuel, wine, tobacco, spirits, narcotics, solid fuels, among others. The CPI, which measures inflation, increased to 15.70% on a year-on-year basis. This is 1.63 percentage points lower compared to the rate recorded in February 2021 at 17.33%. And now I am joined by Gospel Obele. He is the Chief Economist, CEO, Streamnomics Limited. Thank you very much for joining us, Obele.
Thank you, Nat, for having me. Good afternoon.
All right. Now, what are the key factors responsible for this increase in inflation rate?
All right. Yeah, thank you for the question. It's very important, first of all, to note that inflation has been on the rise for a long time. What we just saw last month in February, in a sense, was just a marginal increase. Inflation is simply just the concept around the pace of increase in prices over a period of time. The increase in prices over a period of time, while that rate measures the pace of that increase.